Alright, so how I got better at taking corners on my motorcycle. But before we get into that, reminder that if you are going to be out at Milwaukee or riding with Adam Sandoval when he is going to be at FX Caprara Harley-Davidson, stop number 98 on June 30th, then make sure and subscribe and follow, and let's meet up along the way. That'd be so much fun. So click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you want to be notified when I upload new content, be sure to click that bell. Don't forget my Facebook group, Irish Bob's Motorcycle Life. I'm also on Instagram at Irish Bob's Sister. Sometimes I'm over on Twitter, but that pretty much is a dumpster fire here lately, so lots of negativity going on. I'm not a fan. You can keep it, Elon. So, cornering. How to corner better. There's 3 things that I did specifically to prevent signs like that from striking panic. Into my heart. Because that's one of the nice things, I think, one of the great things about motorcycling is it pushes you to be better. I mean, sure, yeah, once you learn how to ride, you know how to ride. But there are things that you can do in motorcycling to be better at it, to be more comfortable at it, to be more proficient at it. And then that spills over into other aspects of your life. Your job. You want to be better at your job so you can get that raise. Or you can get a better job. One that you thoroughly enjoy. As opposed to just showing up. Or maybe even get out and start your own business. You know, the possibilities are endless, really. So, by learning how to be a better rider, you're learning really how to just be better, period. So, the 3 things that I did to get better at riding. Well, technically 4, because I did, when I first got my motorcycle license, I took the basic rider's course, right? That's the easiest, best way to get the M endorsement on your license. You take the course, you learn a lot of good stuff there, even when you think you know it all already. And when you do that, as long as you pass everything, both the written and the ridden portions of the test, then you get your MSF card, and that's what you take with you to the DMV. In the U.S. anyways, that's what you take with you to the DMV, and that's how you get your M endorsement on your license. And after that, you got to keep up the work a little bit. So the 3 things that I did to help improve upon what I learned in the basic rider's course, and keep in mind, I am not an instructor, a riding instructor by any means. This is just me, somebody who loves riding, who wanted to be better, because there was a couple of times that, you know, I wasn't able to hold my line through the corners, and that just was like not fun, obviously. And dangerous, because when you can't hold your line, then you tend to go into the other lane, and if there's traffic there, that's not any fun whatsoever. So one of the first things that actually got done for me was bike maintenance. My first Harley was a 2004 Dyna Super Glide, and that bike, I did not know, had a lowering kit on there, but it was I'll say it was a cheap-ass lowering kit. And for those of you who know motorcycles, you know the Dynas have the shocks on the outside, similar to the old Sportsters and the touring bikes. So the lowering kit was making the shocks not travel correctly through the corners. The shocks couldn't adjust correctly through the corners. And when the mechanic who was doing my 15,000 mile service first told me, he's like, "Do you want these?" I'm like, I don't even know what those are. They're like little triangle pieces that force the shocks out so the bike would sit lower. Then he explained, and then he explained why I didn't want those, and I agreed. And once those were off the bike, man, what a world difference. So the first step is to, one, make sure that your bike is mechanically sound enough to do the corners. Nothing on there is impeding it from being able to lean into the corners, making sure that everything is safe. You've got good tires. You've got good wheels. Your spokes don't need tuning. It's the little things that can really add up to something major going wrong if you don't know what to watch out for. So, number one, have your bike checked out. Number two, the second thing that I did to help in the corners was to learn. After you take the basic rider's course, you can take the advanced rider's course, or BRC2. That will that's the class where you take it on your own bike and you go through all the same stuff that you did in the BRC, but you go very in-depth. It's not just hey, let's quick do this and make sure that you're proficient at it so you can get your license. No, it's more of a in-depth, concentrated, okay, this is how you do it, this is the reason why you do it. And it's not just about quartering, but it's about all aspects of motorcycling. But that definitely helps. And if you don't have the time or money, or maybe if you're like me, there's not a place that's nearby. I mean, the closest place to me that's even offering basic rider's course at this point is in Utica, which is over an hour away from me. So that's not really an option. So I resorted to, you probably guessed it by now, YouTube. Now, of course, there are a lot of people out there on YouTube that are saying, giving you all sorts of tips. The two that I found most helpful are this video by Canyon Chasers, and if you remember this news story during the pandemic about this guy who saw his neighbor as they walked by every afternoon, the kid on his bike doing like little loops in his driveway. So rather than get all pissed off and be like, no, don't ride your bike here, he actually drew a course, a rider's course in chalk on his driveway, and the kids started doing it, and he recorded it all, and it was really cute. So that's this guy, Canyon Chasers. From what I understand, he actually races motorcycles, so it's not like he doesn't know what he's talking about. He does track days and all that stuff. Really nice guy. And this video was what first kicked it off for me. It explained a lot of stuff that I was just like, oh, okay, now I get it. And the second video is by Fort9. So, I mean, pretty much any video that Fort9 puts out there is a great video. But this one really goes in depth as to the lean angles and the gravitational force, gravitational pull of your bike and you, and center of gravity, and how it all comes together in the corners. It just is really, I mean, engineers, yeah, sometimes they come up with crappy stuff, but sometimes really good stuff too that help improve our lives. And so watching his video, it helped me to better understand exactly what's going on when I take a corner on two wheels versus taking a corner in my car. So I'll put the links down below. Check them out. Let me know how you get on with it, what you think about their videos. I thought personally that they were great, so, which is obviously why I'm recommending them. So the third step into getting better at corners on your motorcycle seems obvious to me, but it wasn't really until it was pointed out to me how often I don't do it. And that's practice. I mean, sure, yeah, I ride to work, but am I actively thinking about how I am riding my motorcycle? I wasn't. Now I am. And it really makes sense too, because if you think about it, police train, right? They go out on the firing range and make sure that they are able to hit targets. Firefighters train, military trains. Athletes spend hours training. And that is to be better. Nurses, doctors, everybody that really holds a license trains repeatedly, like has to do so many hours of training in order to keep their license. So it makes sense that, yeah, just because you got that M endorsement, that doesn't just mean that you stop learning. So basically what I'm saying is you go out there and ride. Take what you've learned in those videos, which is outside, apex of the corner, lean into it, trust and lean, and throttle out, is basically all it is. But you've got to do the work. You've got to practice. You're the one whose butt is sitting in the saddle, and only you can tell yourself how you're going to do it and get it done. And that is practice or training. So get out there, go ride, have fun, and get it done. Until the next time, boys and girls, please stay safe. Be kind to one another, especially if they're out practicing and being better. Ride when you can, and have fun.